All right, I just got yelled at by Duke over at Retro Nonsense that the people are waiting. So I said, hey, let's go live right now. Let's get this going. I got my buddy Kevin. He's ready to go. Kevin Buried on Mars. He's like, yes, let's get on here. So before we get too much into the weeds, let's introduce what the show is. This is welcome looking through the vinyl, looking through the record shelves, the vinyl collection. And this is where we just go through our record collection piece by piece, seeing what's inside, seeing what's been hiding in there over the years. My collection has been acquired through, yard sales and thrifting and finding alongside of the road, in ditches and in backfields. So God knows what I find in there after all these years. So it's kind of fun to look through it. And that's how this show started. And that's where it kept going. And then we had more people come on board, like Kevin. Said he wanted to show his stuff on here. I'm like, absolutely, bring it on. And then other big stars came on. You got your Matt Bandys, your Chris Roberts. We even had some big Hollywood heavyweights come out, like Curtiss from Girlfriend Versus. Who else? Am I forgetting anyone?
I wasn't listening.
Okay.
I was pulling a Joe.
And of course, this is a live chat, so we will talk to you and welcome you into the chat, and we'll take your questions or your comments, or we'll interact with you. And of course, there's actually a link to call into this show. And being there's only two of us right now, this is a great time to call in if you want to call in and say hello. It's that StreamYard link that's in the chat. All you got to do is click on that, and you're in. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. So, yeah, I want to say hello to Duke and Mother Brain are here, and Techno Dork just popped in, our Nova Scotia connection. And he wanted to start by saying what a great video by Wolfie that Kevin showed on Twitter. And he was actually on Wolfgang Van Halen was actually on the Stern Show today. So I think they might have debuted the song there, and that's why it appeared today. Am I right on that, Kevin?
I didn't watch him on Stern. I just saw the video come up on YouTube because I subscribed to somebody that forwarded or something like that. I don't know. I that's where I saw it. It was on YouTube, and he announced the name of the band too, which will be Mammoth WVH. Which Mammoth was the name of Van Halen before they were Van Halen, and then the record studio or a record label convinced them to change the name to Mammoth, and they were that for a little while, and David Lee Roth said, no, Mammoth's no good. We got to go back to Van Halen. So,
interesting.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool to name the band Mammoth. And I did like the song was pretty good. I thought the song was good, but the video, man, that was something else.
I'm holding off. I want to listen to the Howard interview, so I'm holding off on all that. And
the video won't ruin the Howard interview at all. It's just basically a music video.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Well, they're making a big deal of it. It's like, we're happening here on this Stern episode. The first time we're going to hear this song.
Okay. And, I think it was a different song, because one of the Facebook groups I was in was saying that the song that they played on Stern was heavier. Now, I don't know I don't know. Like, they might have played two songs. So it might have been more like it might have been, I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah.
All right. Jay Techno Dork says he's ordering me to watch it. So
there you go. Techno Dork says you do.
As a good crewman, I will do that after the show. Now, so we have Kevin from buriedonmars.com. Very happening website. You're getting all your AC/DC news on there. Yep. He is, what do you call that? The forefront of the wave of the news of AC/DC stuff. He's right at the crest.
I got the scoops.
Yeah, you go there. Yeah. Don't go to any of these other music websites. I can't even think of any.
I forget my news from and then regurgitate it on my site. Don't do that. Just go. What I do is I give my spin on it. That's what I do. So you can't get that on the other websites. The other websites will give you their dry facts. I give you my biased opinion, and that's what you want.
It is. I was going to well, let me bring in our next guest before I get too deep involved with Kevin. He's missing football for this.
Oh no.
Well, not really. I'm gonna watch it when you guys are talking.
Who's
full
playing?
disclosure.
Who
The Vikings and the Bears, and they're both crappy teams, but I need a lot of points from Jeffries to win my fantasy league this week. So if you see me get really excited at some point, that means Jeffrey scored a touchdown.
Well, those guys are rivals, right? So even if they're both not doing well, they're always exciting to watch.
Well, basically, they both the Bears started off 5-1, and the Vikings started off 1-5, and they've kind of flipped. So now it's like whichever one wins, basically, still is keeping the dream alive, and whichever one loses is trash. Especially the Bears; they've lost like 4 in a row or something. But anyway, we didn't come here to talk football, right?
Sure, we can.
Well, I was listening to your Van Halen. Are we live yet? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Live. Okay. Yeah. And one observation about old Wolfgang. Looks like he took his mom's chubbiness, huh? He looks a little bit like Valerie. I mean, don't get me wrong. She was hot back in the day. I mean, she was very, very beautiful, and she probably still is now. But he don't look like Eddie much, does he? Kind of looks like Valerie with a goatee. So
yep, you're right.
Yeah,
that's why I thought taking that band name Mammoth might have been. Yeah. I wasn't going to say that though.
You should have called it Snyder.
But Chris Roberts took me there.
Wasn't that the guy's name with the little keychain on One Day at a Time?
Yep.
Yeah, he should have called it that.
Ooh, yeah.
Little deep cut there.
Yeah.
Deep cut. It was a good show.
Yeah, it was. They tried to reboot that not too long ago. I didn't watch any of it, but I'm just like, why?
I think it's still on.
Is it?
I think so. Like it got picked up with one of the streaming services.
Well,
I think.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, if somebody likes it, that's great. You know what I mean?
It was on Netflix, and I think they went to one of the networks. It went that way.
It went the other way. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it probably went to like the CW or something, huh?
No, I think it was like ABC or
really
one of the networks. Yeah,
it's almost like a promotion. It usually is the other way.
Yeah,
even though it seems like more people would rather watch Netflix than ABC now. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. No, I didn't watch that interview either. I was listening right up until that point at work, and I had to work, and I can't let that play because the cuss words and stuff. And I didn't get back to it, but I did plan on getting back to it. It was interesting. The lead up anyways, Howard teased a little bit.
Yeah, I was the same thing, and I stopped, and we got time because I got the impression that Stern's on vacation now with Thanksgiving coming.
Yeah, well, he's only got like 12 more days left or something, so they're going to string that out through December a little bit. So he's going to have a lot of breaks in between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
He don't have that many days left. I mean, he's only doing 3 days a week, but...
Yeah, I think, we at least have a 2-week hiatus, maybe in 3 weeks. I don't know.
12 days left on his contract.
Yeah, he hasn't signed his contract. Yeah, he hasn't signed it. It might actually be 11 now. I mean, I'm kind of just guessing because I don't know. It was a few episodes ago we said 15.
Yeah, I thought we were in the 10 range by now.
It might be. We might be actually. It might be at 10.
But that's a done deal. He's signed.
It really just depends on him.
I'm sure he's signed.
On him. I hope so because. God, that would suck if he just went out like that. I'd rather it be a build-up. You know what I mean?
He can't stop. He can't stop himself.
I don't think he can either.
He needs to talk.
Well, he's too good. I mean, let's be honest. Even in his older age, I mean, he's still as sharp and funny, and he's quick, man. And Fred, and really, since this pandemic, I thought I was gonna be a little disappointed with because they had kind of changed their format a little bit, but it seems like it was working just fine.
It's great. Cut down Robin's news.
Yeah, well, there is no news. Yeah, they just do the news throughout the show. Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Really?
But I mean, it must be just because
I don't mind that at all.
Nah, I like the news. I always like that. You got that news dump at the end, and it always led into other stuff. And
she was just always finding some story about some little kid that got murdered somewhere. She loved these kids getting killed stories. And And then it would just be Howard. Anything else, Robin? Anything else?
I mean, in that, I don't know. And then Fred always dropping her theme song right on her right as she's about to talk. I mean, it's hilarious, man. I don't know. It's a staple of the show. They can't go out with her not doing that because that's how they started. It has to. I'm with Kevin or you or whoever said it. They're not going to end it anytime soon. It just sucks the anticipation. Like, dude, if this is your last week, you better, announce that.
Yeah, you're right. He would totally have like a month's worth of celebratory stuff going on if he was really going out.
You have to. He couldn't do that to his fans. I don't think he would do that, but we'll see.
Unless he was moving somewhere else.
Well, that's true. I can't see him becoming a podcaster because he shits on podcasting all the time. And the only thing I know Pandora's a player, man, but I can't see him going back to terrestrial. I know he could do it. I mean, he can not cuss, but it's just the restrictions of the FCC. I just don't think he would ever want to put himself back in that situation again. Yeah. So where else is there besides Sirius? I mean, unless you're going into a podcasting service. So
he couldn't do those commercial breaks, the structured format of broadcast hours would kill him.
Yeah,
for sure. So your buddy Duke's in the chat and he's giving Chris Roberts huge salutes. He says he rents out Chris Roberts for $100 an hour. Oof.
Uh-oh.
Jesus.
I need to get this little thing going here. Let me see. All right, comments. Oh, wow, there's a lot of comments. There you go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Techno Dork, Duke. $100 an hour. I mean, that's a steep price. But you got all those subs since I came on. So I have to take credit. I have to take credit for a lot of them. I mean, come on.
That's true. It was like this, and then Chris Roberts, and just
yeah.
Wow, it's crazy.
Of course, you probably lost all the people who were actually listening to records, though. Like the record talk probably went down, and just the jackasses went up.
Yep, for sure. And Jay Techno Dork was asking about Monday Night Football. Is it as big a deal as it used to be?
No, Sunday night has become the new Monday night. Sunday night gets the premium games. Monday gets kind of the scraps. Every now and then you'll get a compelling matchup, but it's not how it used to be.
That's what I was doing last night at work, the Sunday night game. And,
Sunday night's where it's at. That's the marquee game, and they realize they get more eyes on it too. It's not like the olden days where you have 3 TV stations there.
Mm-hmm. Man, the highlights that came out of Sunday's play were some crazy plays.
Let me tell you. Okay, as a gambler who's not an active gambler at the moment, this is the kind of stuff that would either destroy you or give you the biggest high ever. You had two games that ended in a way that would crush you if you were betting on the spread.
Yeah.
The Cleveland game, okay, you have Chubb going away for a breakaway touchdown, and all he had to do was, and he could have, now they were up by 3 points. The spread was 4.5. All right. He scores. In all likelihood, they easily cover unless there's a Hail Mary the other way, which is very unlikely, but it could have happened. Anyway, chances are they're going to cover. He takes a knee at the 1 so they can take a knee and just run the clock out. So not to give Deshaun Watson the ball back with no time. That's it. Game over. So they didn't cover.
Yeah, he could have walked in the end zone.
Easily.
But he went.
With nobody there. And he just went right out of bounds. So that if you bet the Cleveland to cover the 4.5, you want to kill Nick Chubb right now. Of course, if you bet the Texans, right, to beat the spread,
right,
then you're loving him. It's the tale of two gamblers. And then the other one was one of the best finales or endings to a football game I've ever seen, because you had two great endings. If you were a Bills fan, they drove down the field. You got I can't even think of his name right now. Diggs catches the touchdown, drops the knee down. I mean, it was just, like 30 seconds left in the game. The game's over. Bad wet. Everything was, it was just a crappy. It's just a high for them, right? So if you're an Arizona Cardinal fan, you're just devastated. It's like, dude, we had this game, right? So they don't have hardly any time left. They do a couple of jump plays to get themselves close to the 50-yard line, and that guy just I can't think of nobody's names right now, but Murray. Kyler Murray chucks that ball. Like, he not only did he like chuck the ball 50 yards, which was a beautiful throw and perfect throw, mind you, he breaks a tackle. Like, I mean, this guy's 5. They say he's 5'10". He's probably more like 5'9" if he's lucky with shoes on. This is a small quarterback, but he's very fast and very elusive. He chucks that ball into like at least double coverage, but I kind of think there was a third guy in there somewhere. Right, but there's 2 guys right there, but triple coverage. You're right. But like, there's no way just Hopkins is going to get this ball. There's no way.
I know.
And he gets it. So now, if you're the Cardinals, if you bet on the Cardinals, you're loving it because all they have to do is kick the extra point and you cover. Okay? But instead of kicking the extra point, they take a knee because there was still 1 second on the clock. So they take a knee because they didn't want them to block the extra point and run it back for 2 points to tie the game. Sure. So instead of winning by 3, which would have covered, they win by 2. Now, granted, they did get the ball back with 1 second left, but nothing came up about it. So 2 heartbreakers or 2, celebrate. Like, it depends on which way you bet. Most likely, it was just devastating to somebody. Somebody jumped out a window yesterday in multiple cities. I mean, it was a wild day. And like, that was such a great play.
The night game that I finished with last night, the final shot of that game, the rain was so thick. It was
crazy.
Great. Old school football.
Yeah, it wasn't a great game per se, but man, the environment really I
loved it.
The only thing missing was a large crowd. Like, if that had a large crowd, that would be like one of those all-time games that that probably still will always show it, but it's just one of those games where it's just like, man, I mean, what a brutal environment.
Yeah, you got to see him slipping on the ball. The snaps were all stupid. It was just like a movie. It was so fun.
And they just ran the ball because they had no other choice. Like, they just had to run it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, really good game.
This one, hell of a vinyl show, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I try to get out of the football talk.
Can you tell I'm running out of records, guys?
Right.
But that's not the only thing. Not to dwell on sports a little bit further, but the golf during that day as well. I slept through it, but I got to see the highlights, like Dustin Johnson with a new club record. And Tiger Woods is thanking him for getting the club record because everyone forgot about that one hole Tiger played.
Brutal.
Which is like, is that really me? Did I somehow get into Tiger's body? Because that's how I play golf.
Yeah. I can't even understand. Like, I mean, how he could go into the water, 3 times?
3 times.
And then into the rough and then back in the water. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
Like he did pro golf stuff where, he stuck it on the green and then he had so much spin it rolled into the water, which is the pros can do that. I could never do that. But then he did stuff like me where he's in a bunker and he hacks it out of the bunker and it flies through the green and into the water. I'm like, that's me.
Right.
That's me.
Yeah.
But then he birdied 5 out of the next 6 holes.
He recovered to have a respectable finish. It just that is always going to go down as one of the all-time bloopers. I mean, think about it. Had he not done that and he birdied, he would have been in contention. I mean, he probably wouldn't have won, but it would have been interesting. And a lot of people can't withstand the pressure of, when he's doing well behind them, they start to choke. So you never really know kind of how that would have turned out. I mean, maybe he could have put more pressure on the eventual winner, but whatever. Hey, Tiger's gonna sleep okay. I'm sure he's fine. He's got a bet of a lot of money. Big bet of money.
The young Gretzky came out to congratulate her beau at the end of that tournament, and she looked, man, very nice. All right, music. Done with sports.
Yep. Sorry, everybody.
Are we good? Okay. Welcome to the vinyl collection. If you guys are still with us, we're going to talk about some records, talk about some vinyl. Of course, I always start vinyl adjacent with my opening presentations. By the way, my name's Bill. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you're watching us live. That does a big thing to the machinations of the YouTube behind the scenes. So hit the like button, do all that. Glad to have you. So I will show you a vinyl adjacent pickup from this week. In fact, this came in, this came in earlier this week. I had to get more of these. You guys are collecting records. You know you need these at some point. You got some outer poly sleeves for the 12 inchers. 50 12 inchers, one size fits most. It's the second time I've gotten this brand called Groove Vinyl. They're on Amazon. 50 for $20 Canadian. So that's not bad. It's not awesome, but it's not bad.
50 cents a piece.
I was going to get the Hundy pack because the Hundy pack I think is only $29, I think, for 100, but they're out of that, so I had to get the 50. So that's my one pickup. And this came in today. If you follow me on Twitter at STC Pod, you'll see a big Blu-ray package came in today from the folks at Unobstructed View.
See, you got yours before me too. I got an order in. I just got an email today saying that it's been put in the mail.
See, that email I didn't get till after I got the Canada Post emails. So I was getting Canada Post emails that something was coming, and I had no idea what it was. I'm like, what the hell's coming to me? Turned out it was these. So Kevin got me onto that store, by the way, a Canadian Blu-ray seller, and they have quite a big Criterion selection, and they put their Criterion stuff on sale, which normally doesn't happen very much. So because of Kevin, I've lost a lot of money to this company buying some Blu-rays, but you check this out. Finally got the Monterey Pop Criterion edition, director approved by D.A. Pennybaker. I don't know if you guys know what the Monterey Pop Festival is. Oh, geez. Look at that. Oh, my God.
Got your nudity in.
I was going to have a big, tease about this, but here's our nudity. First thing.
There's the porn.
From the official artwork of the Monterey Pop Festival. That was from 1967. So 2 years before Woodstock happened. This is in the West Coast. It was put on by Lou Adler and the Mamas and the Papas, John Phillips. They decided to do a 3-day pop music festival to kind of get pop music footing out there in like contemporary music, like to standardize it, to get it to be looked at seriously. So they conceived of this pop festival, because there was the Monterey Jazz Festival, so that we're going to have a pop festival, and the names they brought in for this is just incredible. Hendrix, and this is the first time people in the States really saw Jimi Hendrix. Same with Otis Redding, and Simon and Garfunkel performed, Mamas and the Papas, of course, the Animals, the Who. This is the first time the Who made a big splash in the States.
Those are pop? They consider them pop at the time?
Exactly. That's pop at the time. Janis Joplin.
Oh,
wow. Jefferson Airplane, Canned Heat, Country Joe, Grateful Dead. The lineup for this 3-day concert is something that has never even come close to matching talent-wise nowadays. So, of course, this documentary has been out for a long time. It's always been super short, like 90 minutes long. And you get to see one song of the Mamas and the Papas, and one song of the Who, and one song of Janis Joplin. And I mean, she's tearing her throat out there on stage, and they show in the audience are like the Mamas and the Papas seeing her for the first time going, oh my God, who is this? And you only get one song. And then you get Ravi Shankar for what seems like an hour. So finally, Criterion has put together this collection, which is not only the original Monterey Pop movie, but includes 2 other movies. So it's the full performance of the Otis Redding and the full performance of Jimi Hendrix, as well as every single recorded minute that they got of the festival is included in here as bonus features. So
when you say Monterey, is that Monterey, California?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too far from me. That's cool.
Yeah, and this was a benefit concert. It's one of the first benefit concerts conceived, and they created the Monterey something. It's a foundation, and a charitable foundation still exists nowadays. Started with this festival.
I just can't imagine having a festival. That place is so expensive. That area, everything's so pricey. Like, and it's just different times. Like, I couldn't imagine them being able to put that on and it being cost effective now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, times are definitely different. Like,
I know. I'm just saying, it's crazy.
If you watch this, like there are no physical barriers between the artists and the audience. Like, you could go up and touch these people, and they would sit and like mingle with the crowd. It was like that
crazy
distance does not exist back then. Yeah, it's like Summer of Love is right about to happen.
Can you imagine if COVID was around then? We'd all be dead. We wouldn't have made it. It'd be it. One Mamas and the Papas festival, and we'd be done.
So stay tuned on Start to Continue YouTube channel. We will do an unboxing of this very soon. That will be an award-winning episode right there.
Has that movie been restored? Does Criterion go in there?
Yes.
Awesome.
It is based off of a 4K transfer, but this is just a Blu-ray. It's not a 4K. And if you watch TCM's Weekend of Music not too long ago, they did play the Criterion version of Monterey Pop, so you did get to see the top print. I mean, Hendrix's clothes are so bright and colorful, they just popped on the screen. Of course, this is the performance where Hendrix lit his guitar on fire.
Really?
So that's a lot of stuff happened at this performance. It's just every time I saw this movie, I was like, why is it so short? So finally, we have this monster collection here, which we'll get an unboxing soon. So there you go. There's my vinyl adjacent.
What that set you back? You want to say?
No, I don't. Like this store, you order things and you have to forget about it because they take a long time to send. It was 40% off, and I think it might have. What?
Ballpark? Come on, man. You got an idea.
It was probably in the $40 range.
Well, it's not bad.
Yeah,
I think 50.
I'm pretty sure that one was $37.
That's not bad at all.
Good deal.
Like their Criterion, like normally the Criterion stuff is $50 or more here, but their sale is generally 40% off. So the one disc sets are like the one I got here, Rushmore. It was like $30. But the bigger sets like that are usually a little bit more. So I imagine it was $37.
Could have been. So yeah, there's a couple other movies in here, not music related, but we'll probably get an unboxing of these too on
what's the one in the middle?
Red River, John Wayne. It's Howard Hawks movie with the Montgomery Clift, and of course, The Great Escape.
I don't like John Wayne. That guy can eat it. He's no good.
No,
you can separate a man's politics from his performance.
It's got nothing to do with his politics. Okay. His movies are just like he's all stoic and stuff. Like if you want a Western, give me Sergio Leone or something like that. Or if you want to go older,
dude,
Kirk Douglas was a better Western guy than.
Check out Red River. He is
every time I watch
stoic,
John
patriotic.
Wayne, he's just we gotta get them pilgrims and get out there.
What about his war movies?
The one that I saw, The Longest Day, he's only in part of it, and every single part that he was in was the most boring part of that movie.
He didn't say pilgrims in the war movie, did
No, he didn't.
We got to get them Japs pilgrims.
I think he was in the German side in that movie.
Oh, okay.
He was fighting in Europe. Pretty sure.
He was excellent at that as well. You didn't see much of him in Longest Day.
You didn't see much of him, and it was boring. And fast forward to those. Just get to the good stuff in that movie.
All right.
Kevin's got my spine up already.
I just don't like him.
You know what?
Him and Tom Cruise, they can eat it.
How do I demote Kevin so I can put someone else in the top right? Speaking of which,
hey,
there he is. Matt Bandy has joined us finally.
Who's that long-haired guy in the box next to me?
I can't get any haircuts, man. I'm just gonna roll with it.
That's all right. I'm all for that long hair.
Yeah. It's funny. I didn't wear a hat today at work, and one of the girls was like, I could see they were like all nervous, looking over, thinking I wasn't. I was like, yeah, everything else is the same. I just don't have a hat on, you know. They thought I was somebody else. Like I didn't know you had curly hair, and it's like I didn't either until it grew out. I don't really think it's truly curly. I just think there's some parts that get wavy because of the water drying or whatever.
Nice. All right. Well, Matt Bandy, thanks for joining us. I vamped for like an hour waiting for you to get here. So
vamped?
Yeah. Doing this stretching.
Oh.
We were talking football. We were talking football and John Wayne.
Oh, John Wayne, huh?
Yeah. Kevin doesn't like John Wayne. He thinks he sucks. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Matt Bandy.
Hey, at least you got opinions on this show, right? I mean, you come here for opinions, so you're going to get them.
I honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a John Wayne movie.
I watched a few war movies with my grandfather and some Westerns. I mean, I remember at the time not really liking them, but I wouldn't have liked any, so it didn't really matter. I wanted to watch Scooby-Doo, so I had to tough it out until it came on.
Was it Rio Bravo or what's the one he got? Didn't he get an Oscar for a movie or a nomination?
Yeah,
it's his last movie, I think
it was the one where he's wearing. Wasn't the one where he's wearing an eye patch? He's got to rescue the
Rooster Cockburn.
Was that the one the Coen brothers made?
Come on, he should have got an Oscar just for that name
with Bridges. Yeah. Well, the remake is much better than
True Grit.
True Grit.
Yeah. I did like that remake. That was a good movie.
Yeah, the original was one that you got to see True Grit. If you don't like John Wayne, watch True Grit, and that'll change your opinion. It didn't change my opinion.
You know, the most that I know about John Wayne is impressions that I've seen from him by Ryan Stiles on Whose Line Is It Anyway? I always thought those were funny.
I'll say go watch some original True Grit. Don't listen to Kevin.
No, it's terrible. Poor movie. Watch the remake.
I saw the remake in the theater.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
All right. Jesus. Unfortunately,
have we shown any music yet?
No.
Nothing.
Well, sort of. He showed his DVDs.
We showed a movie based on music.
Right, on a concert.
Got that today.
Adjacent.
Pop.
Monterey. In Monterey there. That's in your neck of the woods, sort of.
Yeah, not too far.
And you missed it, Matt Bandy. It was our first piece of
hey-o.
Yeah.
Better than nothing, right?
Still got you to lean in.
It did.
All right. So I will pass it on over to my buddy Kevin Barrett on Mars, see what he's brought us for today to start.
I don't have a tasty meal like Chris Roberts has.
Sorry, guys, it's dinner.
Was it pizza?
No, it's just a sandwich. Deli delicious.
I had pizza today.
So I went to my mission thrift. This is my vinyl adjacent. Of course, I went to my mission thrift there on Saturday.
During the pandemic.
You know, since this pandemic started, we're going to get into it. I haven't, let's see. I haven't visited any of my family. I haven't gone to any yard sales. I haven't gone anywhere, really. I left Stouffville other than to go to work. I left Stouffville once to go to Coburg to a record store. And then everything else has been in the area, walking trails and all that. So that's it. So out of all that, you know, the only time I go shopping is either for groceries or for essentials, you know, like a car battery or something like that. So my one little sliver of just to feel normal, to go and shop normal, is to go to my mission thrift early on a Saturday. They open at 10. So I drive by. If it's too busy, I don't go in. But generally on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m., it's not busy.
Yeah, do they limit the amount of people who can go in?
They were, but they haven't done that lately. And they got the hand sanitizer and all that stuff. So I go in there, and I probably spend between 15, 20 minutes just going through the CDs. And if it starts, you know, if there's too many people that start coming in, I get out of there. I just grab whatever I got and get out of there. And that's it. That's all I do. And it's all in town, all in Stouffville. I don't leave.
Is that new in Stouffville?
No, it's been there for a while. It's been there for a long time. So, and that's it. That's all I do. And now that we're in red, I probably won't go because we're in red. So it's the step before lockdown. Like I was supposed to go to IKEA today, and I didn't go. I stayed home.
Yeah, we just went back to purple in Fresno. So
our entire state did.
Did the whole state did? Yeah, I didn't watch the press conference earlier.
94%.
Okay, so like that 3% that's in the desert and the deep woods didn't. Everybody else did. Pretty much, I bet you that's what it is.
Hey, Kevin, don't let Bill shame you. You're doing nothing wrong.
Oh, I know.
I'm not shaming.
I'm just setting him straight. I'm setting.
Well, I mean, aren't you re-shaming him? Didn't he shame you initially?
Well, Bill
two shames make a right, okay?
Look, Bill goes to Walmart every hour to check for He-Man toys. He can't pass by a yard sale without stopping in. He's gallivanting all over. Hey, let's go visit Neil Young's house in Omimi. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I haven't seen any of my family. The only family member I've ever seen is Sarah. That's it. And because she lives here. That's it. So, if we want to stack shame, my shame is very small.
Well, I don't have a Sarah. So does that make you feel better?
It does a little bit. Yeah. A little bit.
Awkward.
Sarah, get her on the camera. I want to say hi to her. She did a good job on Friday on the music show.
That was fun. That was a good show. You know what? And the hosts were nice to me. They didn't. They weren't mean.
They love you.
Okay, you want to talk about music or not? You are ready? Are we ready? Okay.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Yes.
I am really jealous of the area that you guys have hiking trails in. I have some other friends that live or acquaintances that live in the Toronto area that do a lot of hiking. It is absolutely gorgeous there.
So you're in California though, don't you have like mountains and?
Okay, the California is like 5 different states in one.
Yeah, right. It's not that close. You got to go a long ways to
where I am in California. There's like almost no canopy to go hiking. It's by the beach, and I'm by the ocean. Yeah, it's pretty. I didn't grow up here. I like hiking in forest. I like the woods. That's what I consider my habitat.
See, you need to come up here, Matt, and we'll go hiking up at Yosemite or Kings Canyon.
Yeah. I love that, but here by me, if I have to go hiking when it's like overcast or cold, or I'm dying because it's so freaking hot. Yeah. And I like that the more deciduous, is that the word? Type of like that type of those type of trees.
Yeah, sure. I know what you mean. Yeah. Ones with the green leaves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Not a bunch of palm trees.
Yeah. Oh, coniferous.
Yeah. Well, you just got to bring bug spray. Just remember that. Still bugs. Okay, so.
Okay, music.
Really, let's. Stephen in the chat, he's got it 100%. Bill's just jealous of the hype because this is what Bill's jealous of is that I got a little mission thrift close to me where I can go get cheap CDs and he can't. Like I could go there and I can get, let's say, Bob Dylan's Highway 61 revisited for $2.
Jesus.
That's what Bill is jealous of. He doesn't care anything about the pandemic. He sees that and he sees red. He's in condition red when he sees that.
It's true.
So we all know that's what's happening.
Do you see any like sharks in there? Because you seem to find all the goods. Is there any resellers?
I'm the shark in there. I got the Best of Marvin Gaye, $2. Oops. Bill won't like this one. Got Toto, Best of Toto. It's got Africa on it.
Toto?
No,
of course. Why do you not like Toto?
Because he's Bill. This was Sarah's Best of Prince.
Oh, that's good too.
That's very good.
I'll give it a shot. This is Dave. This one's for Duke. But that guy. Who's that guy?
Dave Matthews?
Yeah.
You got a Dave Matthews just for Duke.
That's Sarah. It's Sarah. Sarah. This is Sarah's stuff too, right? This is a Pearl Jam thing. It was $2. All the Sarah stuff's here at the bottom. Blue Rodeo. They're a Canadian band. Best of Collective Soul. That's another one Sarah picked up. Who's this guy? Paul Jans? You guys know who this is?
Oof.
No. Protocol Harem.
Protocol.
Oh, yeah.
And that, the Lord.
Right. That
that's
chick.
That chick.
current.
I got a Biff Naked just to try. She's a Canadian rocker.
Biff Naked?
Yeah,
I've heard, why do I know that? I know that for some reason.
I don't know. She's a hard rock Canadian. She's got the
Got a
tattoos.
bit of an edge.
She's got the
Biff
tattoos.
Okay.
Ibificus. I've heard of that album, so I thought it might
I went
be
to
good.
school with a kid nicknamed Biff, but it was 2 F's.
Got Elton John the one. I don't know anything on it. Fratellis. This one though with Chelsea Dagger on it. That's the song to get. Miles Davis. Why not? Pick that up. When you're doing the dishes, listen to some jazz.
That's awesome.
So these are all $2 a piece or
$2.
Okay.
I'm not sure who these guys are. Hemingway Corner, Under the Big Sky. They must be a Canadian band that Sarah knows. Another Elton John, Sleeping with the Past. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Daylight Again. And there was a bunch there too that I left because the CDs weren't in good shape. Tom Watts, Mule.
Tom Waits.
Yeah, that guy too. Tracy Chapman, The Beginning.
What tracks are on that one?
The Tracy Chapman one.
Yeah.
Heaven on Earth, New Beginning, Smoke and Ashes, Cold Feet, At This Point in My Life, The Promise, The Rape of the World, Tell It Like It Is, Give Me One Reason. That's her big hit right there, right?
That's a good song.
Remember
that
the
one in Fast Cars? That one?
Right.
Yeah. Well, Fast Cars isn't on here, but Give Me One Reason is.
Does she still make music?
She was just on the Tonight Show last week. She was getting her name out there again.
Huh.
Stupid Aerosmith and Honkin' on Bobo, which it's probably not a good album, but it was $2. Hey, this is your band. This is one of your bands, right? Steve Bandy. Matt Bandy. Reading Steven's comment. Who's these guys? Lamb of God.
Yeah,
these guys suck.
I don't like that band.
Okay, well, it was $2. Then Stupid Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. This is a good one though. I had this on cassette when I was a kid. And then this was the cool thing. This was $8, but it's the Ray Charles trilogy, and it's 3 Ray Charles early CDs. It's kind of, it needs to be glued because the CDs, they fit in there like that. But no, this is supposed to go here.
I got one of those box ones too that's done the exact same thing.
Yeah,
is that from Columbia too?
Looks like Atlantic Records.
Yeah. I don't know.
Does that have a track on there called I Don't Need No Doctor?
There's a lot of tracks on here. Let's see. It doesn't look like it. I listened to a disc and a half today while I was making pizza, and it's more jazzy. Like I was expecting rhythm and blues, but it's his early stuff from the 50s, and it's good. It's just jazz. It's not rhythm and blues. So
if you want to hear a good, deep Ray Charles cut, check out that I Don't Need No Doctor song. That's a great one.
Okay. I do have a few other Ray Charles CDs, so it might be on there, but I don't see it on here. There you go. That's what I got.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool. $2 each.
Yep. Well, this one was $8. Okay. Yeah. They were $1 each like a year and a half ago. Then they went up to $2.
Very cool. That's the Mission Thrift Store in Stouffville, Ontario. Everyone run out to that one.
Don't go there.
Do you listen to those CDs, or do you ever like rip them and listen them to on like any other devices? What's your
so my process is I clean them and then I rip them to the hard drive, and then I put them upstairs and I file them, and we listen to them upstairs on the CD player, and down here I listen to them on the computer.
Okay.
So I
Bill,
rip everything, all my CDs.
Did you get that CD player you got? Did you hook that up? Or are you keeping that thing you found a few weeks ago?
Yeah, I haven't tested it yet. It's sitting on the floor in my living room waiting to be tested. Just lazy. Yeah. Okay, so we will move on. I hope Chris Roberts starts with showing us what kind of sandwich he was eating. Just looking
it's gone. So it was Deli Delicious. Not a bad place. Pretty good. You have sprouts on it, something like that. I was trying to be healthy. I went cold. I didn't have enough time to sit around for the heat. Anyway, I have an unboxing. I got a mystery package sent to me from somebody. I doubt it's music, but I honestly don't know what it is, so I don't even know who sent it.
Unboxing. Mystery box. Hit the subscribe.
It's a mystery box. If I had a guess, I could probably guess what it is because I can feel it. And
that's some Nintendo tapes.
Yeah. Something tells me it's all the same one. Let's see.
I wonder which one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to build up the tension here. Let me see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of these. So, and then I had one other package. I actually peeked at this one. This is another mystery gift. I don't know who came from either. I mean, I know because they wrote their name on it, but so I got 8 freebies today. This one, I do not see one signed cart, so it's just gonna always be a mystery, I guess. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I tell you what. Yeah. Here you go. This what the pack of 7 came from whoever that guy is. I don't know. I don't even know how to say that, but whatever that is, there you go. And this one came from Zelda Hat Guy. So thank you, Zelda Hat Guy, and thank you, that guy or girl. I don't know. So there you go. I really don't have no music this week, guys. I hate to tell you, but you know.
Hey, as long as you're here, that's all I care about.
I wanted to eat a sandwich on camera and
talk about football.
Make a couple jokes, show some Nintendo games. You know what you all tune in for, and the Vinyl podcast.
I appreciate the support, buddy.
Yeah, sorry I didn't get to make it out this week. It's been pretty busy, and weather was kind of crappy, and so that's the way it goes.
No
so
problem.
I will go ahead and pass my time to Matt. What do you got, Matt?
I actually,
Steve,
have an exclusive unboxing.
Oh,
I didn't open it.
Hit the subscribe. Hit the like.
I've held out a whole. Let's see, what time is it? 40 minutes.
Oh.
So this was waiting for me in the mail when I got home today.
Nice. I thought you got something last week that you were going to hold off on.
Yeah, I did too. Well, I didn't hold off on that. No, that was I couldn't wait that long. Sorry, but
no problem.
Steven Eider, if he's still here, he should probably get excited because I think this is all cassettes.
Wow.
Oh.
Steve Bandy, how'd that happen? I didn't change that.
Don't piss off the moderator.
So this is an order I placed, let's see, a few weeks ago from Out of Season, and you've heard me talk about them on here before. They are a label out of Portland, Maine, not Portland, Oregon, Portland, Maine. So they always throw some goodies in here. Looks like I got some Magic the Gathering cards.
Are you into that?
No, I never played it before. They always throw stuff like that in there. So if anybody needs Magic the Gathering cards, I don't know, I'll give them to you. And we got a sticker. This is their label here. And another sticker here. And then we got the cassettes. Okay, says shirt will be sent separate. Okay, because I ordered a shirt with this order too. But it is not with this order. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cassettes here. And let's see. So the first one is from a band. This is a black metal band called Grimdoor, which actually, oddly enough, they sent out a message today on social media that they're going on hiatus. So I don't know if they're ever going to do anything with this band anymore. But they have other projects that I haven't heard and need to check out. But this is a pretty much a discography of all of their releases. They've had two releases, like 2 kind of small EPs and a couple singles. But one of this band is a 2-man black metal band. There's one person in the band is somewhere in the States, and the other guy's, I believe, in Germany. So they obviously don't tour, play shows. They just release music. So I randomly came upon this band on Bandcamp a year or so ago, and I wasn't able to get any of their stuff physically when I discovered them because it was all sold out. So I bought some of their digital releases. But this is all pretty raw. Very low fidelity, which is kind of almost a subgenre now of black metal. Even within black metal, there are micro genres.
So they intentionally record like a garage band?
Intentionally, yeah. So this collects 1, 2, 3, 4 of their releases all onto the cassette here. That. So yeah, it'll be cool to have all their releases in one place, and this comes with a download card too, so I'll have all the releases there. And this, who is this? Looks like it's a band called Exire. I don't remember too much about this. I think so. This here was released by Out of Season, that label, but they also have a distro label where they'll carry other independent artists or other labels, mostly European labels. So it's cool because I don't have to pay the European shipping costs when I order some from there. I couldn't tell you anything about this. I don't know. I remember listening to it when they put it up on their website. It looks like there's only 33 of these that were made, and I have number 7 out of 33. So I'm assuming this is a dungeon synth band or a synth band. It's on a rec cassette with a looks like a hand, maybe a hand tooled or hand a sticker that was cut out and put on there themselves.
Looks cool.
Yeah, but I remember liking it when I heard it at the time. So I'll have to give this another listen. Same goes for a couple of these. This band too. This band too was another one that was on. Looks like it's on a label. Something Hate. I don't know. Looks like this is the name of this band is called Curse Wielder, and this is a black metal band that I remember, but what they really sounded like I don't remember. And it looks like this is number. There's only 50 of these pressed, and this was number 37 out of 50. That's the thing about some of these Dungeon Synth stuff. When they do physical releases, they do really low numbers, and you gotta have to be kind of on the ball, or else they'll go pretty quickly. And it looks like, yeah, this is only a 4-song. Looks like a 4-song EP, recorded in May 2020. Yeah, this is definitely a one-man black metal project there. But the cool thing about usually they if people are interested in the releases and they sell out, they'll usually do other printings of the release. And this I have heard before. This is another. This is a out of season release. This came out a few years ago, I think, but I didn't pick it up initially, and it got a repress. I'm not really sure how to pronounce the name of this band. It's Medhelan. Medhelan, maybe. And the name of this is The Fall of the Horned Serpent. And this is all another instrumental only release. Synthesizers and other instrumentation. It's very high fantasy sounding. And this is really cool. This I really dug. And would probably, out of all the ones that I've picked up from this order, this would probably be the one I would say to check out.
Did you get these on a deal, or what was the?
Sorry?
Are these expensive?
Usually the cassettes are anywhere from $8 US, $8 to usually kind of $8 or $9, kind of the standard price. Usually, like the European releases are usually $1 or $2 more. So it's $8 usually for the cassette, and then whatever shipping cost. But
was that same place that I got that cassette from?
No, that's a different one. Yeah,
okay.
That's a different label.
It was a good cassette, very high quality.
Yeah, that was a VCR records with those. But yeah, out of season they always do a really good.
That's cool.
Really professional, looking cassettes, and for a small indie label, they always have different colored cassettes. And this was the band that I talked about, I believe, last time, called the Questmaster, to where they do more kind of chiptune RPG, 16-bit RPG kind of sounding instrumentation and releases. But this was their latest release that just came out a few weeks ago, called The 12 Castles. And this I haven't had a chance to listen to yet. I got that. Got a shot of the artist down there. Usually all these synth artists is just one person. But yeah, so yeah, check this one out too if you like RPG, 16-bit era RPG music.
And
there you go. That was all my cassettes.
Wow, big cassette cache.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm going to show you if I can do this. I always talk to Matt Bandy about this YouTube channel I listen to called 666 Mr. Doom.
666 Mr. Doom?
Yeah, I'm going to show it to you so you remember it. Is this on yet? There it is. You see that?
I do.
And this guy puts out so much music, right? Like every few hours he puts out a new Doom album, or all the stuff Matt Bandy talks about. Some of it's really good. Some of it's just whatever. The ones that really caught my eye this past week was this one. Killin'.
I know that.
Killin'. Pret Rictor. It's all instrumental, but it was really good, bluesy, fuzzy, heavy, cool shit. And the other one, the artwork caught my eye, and it turned out the music was just as good. The Bad Light, Marrow of Sound. Does that ring any bells?
Don't know either of those bands.
Really good.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really good. Anyways, I can't tell you enough to try out.
There's a lot of good resources for music on YouTube for a lot of like underground or independent heavy metal. And usually those artists are all good with having their stuff on there. And, you know, it's a good way for them to get exposure to a wider audience. And usually they'll link the artist's Bandcamp or whatever way you can get their music. So that's a good
It
tool.
seems like this guy, like they go to him and then he puts their stuff out there because he links all their Bandcamp, like you say, and their credentials and a little summary of what they do, and he gets a ton of views, tons of subscribers, and so yeah, it definitely gets your band out there. So check that dude out if you get a chance. All right, so I guess we're back to me, and might as well show a record, I guess. 1 hour in, first record.
That's about normal.
Yeah, I guess. I did tease you guys. I was going full Grateful Dead today. So we're going to get some Grateful Dead on for this episode. And talking about YouTube, lots of great Grateful Dead stuff on YouTube and all over the internet. You know, Grateful Dead has always been known as a band you can get freely, you know, at any time you want. If you look for it, you can get it for free because they always embrace tapers and taping concerts and all that stuff. Used to be you had to know the right guy to get it, but now it's all out there. And YouTube certainly has some good stuff. There's a good YouTube channel called Wall of Sound, and this guy is specifically trying to archive all of his best sounding tapes. So you're getting some amazing stuff from that guy's channel called Wall of Sound. Look for that. I'll start with this one. Can't get more iconic than this album cover. That's Grateful Dead. That's called the Steely right there because this is on the Steal Your Face album. It's a live album they put out. When was this? Recorded in 74, and I think the album came out 2 years later. Of course, you know, there's nothing like a Grateful Dead live album. You got a double live album here. Lots of pictures inside. You got a beardless Jerry there. You got some Pigpen. Here's Pigpen and Jerry. Phil, Donna Jean, Keith Godchaux.
Who's that guy in the bottom? It looks like like Eric Stoltz from that movie.
And the Mask.
The Mask.
Yeah. That's Keith. That's their piano player. He came in when Pigpen, their organist, kind of had to take some time off to get healthy, and Keith came in and filled in on keys, and they kept him around on the piano when Pigpen did come back. And there's his wife, Donna Jean, in the top corner there. She filled in with backup vocals. And there you get a good shot of the Wall of Sound.
That's the guy with the forehead wife?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Not too bad.
That's a 5-head.
That's a 5-head.
he did good.
Come on, look at that Wall of Sound right there. This is pioneering public address audio. Before this, you know, your bands would just use crap basically to pump the audio out to the audience. They developed this incredible Wall of Sound system that they had to break down and put up every single show.
Have you ever seen that in person, Bill?
No. They stopped using it. Geez, I don't know. They only used it for maybe 4 or 5 years, I think. And then they moved on to something better. They had to use this. See the microphone Jerry singing in there?
Pretty cool.
It's got 2 microphones because of that Wall of Sound behind him, right? How do you stop the feedback from the microphone? So the one microphone actually cancels out any kind of feedback that the front microphone is picking up. They actually use out of phase to benefit the microphone. Do you get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, they had to come up with all that. So anyways, let's see what the discs look like. We got some sleeves in there. That album looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. We got on there some classic Dead imagery there. There you go. Come on. I've been kind of trolling the current dead archivist on Twitter quite a bit, trying to get him to come on the show. He's in charge of all of the Grateful Dead archives. And he has a show on Sirius on the Grateful Dead channel. But, I beg him to come on the podcast for an interview, and he listens to one episode and goes, what? I'm going to show up on that podcast? And here's this dude. This is a bit of a heartbreaker, too. It's got the budget bin cut out there on the corner. And here's disc 2. So you can't go wrong with this album. Live Grateful Dead, early 70s is right in the pocket. The Big River, you got Johnny Cash cover on there. Black Throat Wind, U.S. Blues, El Paso, Sugaree. It Must Have Been the Roses, followed by Casey Jones to close it out. That's a good show right there. Steal Your Face. Boy, you can tell this is an original pressing. This is supposed to be white, but it's seen some age. This is Grateful Dead. Their Europe 72 triple album release. This was a big one.
It did a European tour?
Yeah.
How is the popularity there?
Is there anything in here?
No.
Oh. So use that to suntan. How was their popularity? I can't name you specifics of their attendance, but as everything I remember, it went over quite good. Of course, they had these amazing recordings to come out of it. They had a truck follow them around to every single concert, and they recorded multi-track of every show. And this is a very popular album. Again, from 72. Trying to think what would be on here to grab you. It's just, Truckin' was their big song at the time. And I think I told the story.
They didn't get much radio play, though, right?
Not at this time. Like I said, Truckin' would have been the biggest thing, and that would have
been.
Right.
I'm just curious to see, because, I was considered kind of more of a cult band, especially from that time period, from the 70s. So it's curious to see how they got popular enough to sustain a European tour if they didn't have much, radio play or push in the States, especially in that time. How did Europe discover the Grateful Dead?
Yeah, that's true. Good
magazines. I mean, none of the bands back then were really big chart. They weren't in the pop things. It was all underground kind of stuff,
I think I told you the story of that recording of Morning Dew, how the guy had to go out on stage to witness it for the final, and then this is the recording that is appearing on.
Well, I have this album. I showed it before.
Oh,
we talked about it. That's where we talked about it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah,
it's great. It's a great album.
Is yours like blank in here too?
Yeah,
because you talked about how there was a waste of space.
Yeah.
Okay, so the albums are pretty straightforward there. So later on, like I said, it was such a well thought of tour that for Record Store Day, they did a volume 2. A 4 LP set.
Ask for who? It says ask for Lith?
The Litho. Yeah, Litho. There must be a poster in here. I hope there's a poster in here, or I forgot to ask.
Uh-oh.
But this is a 4 LP, guys, and the price is only $65 nowadays, and this isn't that long ago when this came out. A 4 LP nowadays at Record Store Day would be
over 100.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me to see 200 on it now.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's gotten really bad. It's really crazy.
So yeah, it's all the top Grateful Dead stuff on here. Mixed from the original 16-track analog master tapes, lacquers, not available on CD, and they, got the same artist come up with the follow up that.
Who is the artist that did that? Is that the same guy who did other stuff for them?
It's by Mouse. Yeah, he used tons of Bill Graham stuff. So much like
he's not the guy who did the Skullfucker, is he?
Stanley Mouse. Again, I don't have the memory for these kind of questions.
Why would Bill know? He's only a fan.
I can't remember all this stuff, guys. So this thing's massive. There, you see that?
More wasted space.
More gee whiz.
It's expensive.
Prime real estate.
Okay, let's see what's in here. Oh, here is this the litho?
You better.
That litho was probably in with that huge 4 gap there.
2011. Could this really be that old? Holy mackerel. Let's see.
And you haven't opened it?
Oh, yeah, I've played it for sure. Not in a while, though. Yeah, it's on that heavy vinyl. Straight as anything. Not like the new wobbly records you get nowadays. Be careful here. Got that. There's another record in there. There's something else in this one. So we'll pull out the 2 end records here. Okay, here we go. This is a little booklet. Some more pictures. Track listing.
This is all from the same show?
From the tour, I imagine.
Okay.
I don't think this would be just one show. It would be the best cuts that didn't appear on the first one.
We got a special guest showing up in the chat.
Got our old pal. Still have David Bowie's Diamond Dog album in seal. Okay, that's good. So this is 4 discs and a booklet. Yeah, this would be $200 nowadays at nowadays record shows, record store days for sure.
Peter has a question for you, Bill.
That probably, well, in 72, I don't think Kenny Loggins would have been there. Bottom right.
His right. You're looking at the left.
Well, I'm checking all the rights.
Oh, you're just going all of them? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
I thought he was asking if Matt Bandy was Kenny Loggins.
Oh, that's true.
Oh.
Yeah,
His bottom right.
that's Steve Bandy.
Got to see that.
Now, also, the good fine folks at the Grateful Dead Archive continue to mine the Europe 72 tour, and they came out with this for one record store day. I think this was a record store day thing. This is just Dark Star, limited edition 4200, 40-minute version of Dark Star.
It's just the one song.
Yep.
Oh, good Lord.
Jeez.
Well, people always talked about how that was the most amazing Dark Star. So they just, for one record store day, they celebrated it with a release on vinyl. Ooh, it's Mr. Thick too. It's like super thick. Dark Star, and then side 2 is they go from Dark Star into drums and then back out to Dark Star. Yeah, this thing's like a plate. This is super heavy. 180 gram. Okay, I think I will pass on my time from there. I got you guys started in the Grateful Dead stuff. Got a couple live albums out. Got more to come for sure. And I'll pass it on over to Kevin.
All right. I'm in the K's. So I showed in the past, I've showed Freddie King. I showed Albert King. I didn't show you any of my BB King.
Oh,
so that's what we're going to go through. Is all the BB King. So these were all picked up at yard sales and whatnot. So this is BB King Back in the Alley. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I've never seen that record before.
I hadn't either. But it's got a bunch of like some of his more well-known songs on it. Sweet Little Angel, Sweet 16.
What year is it from?
Lucille. It's from 1970 something.
Did we ever talk about the BB King documentary?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Have you seen it?
Well, I've seen documentaries on BB King. I don't know if I've seen
it. Was
BB
like
King
maybe I think it came out the year that he died, and I'm blanking on the name of it, but it was, talked about his entire life, and it was really, really good. God, I wish I could remember the name of it, but I don't know if it was HBO that did it, but
yeah, I think it sounds familiar. I think I have seen that. I read his book too, and that was a fascinating read. He had a really interesting life and outlook on life. Especially where he came from. He worked on a plantation for, he was basically a slave.
He tells the story about like a tractor incident.
Yeah,
Like
it was
on
a funny.
Seinfeld?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
We'll get herpes? What happened?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't remember. What was the tractor story?
I don't remember either. I just remember that something like I think he like crashed it or did something to it and just like took off, and that was like the last he was ever.
Oh, on the plantation.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, well, yeah, because he wanted to. He kept. He would. He worked on the plantation, and on the weekends he would go into town to play music on the street corner. And he would just grab whomever's guitar or whatever. And then one day they made him work on a weekend instead of. And like when you worked for the plantation, like you lived on the plantation, right? So when you worked on the plantation, you didn't get any money. You were basically working for your room and board. So how he made any money was on the weekends, just going and performing on the street. And they made him work that one week in the tractor, and he was so pissed off that he just crashed the tractor and left and never came back.
The Life of Riley. That's the name of the documentary.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I have seen that. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
So next is BB King, To Know You Is To Love You, which has the song To Know You Is To Love You. And probably a bunch of other songs on here that you wouldn't recognize. This is from 1973. Got BB King, Guess Who? Lying down on the beach. Yeah, this has the Summer in the City cover of that song, and he says that's pretty much the only song he ever regretted doing.
Oh, funny.
I don't know if there's any here that you guys would recognize, but it's a good album. Like none of these are. They're all good times. This is Lucille Talks Back.
At what point in his career did Lucille come around?
fairly early on. Well, so Lucille was always just the name of the guitar that he was playing, and
Right,
he
there was
told the
many.
story. Yeah, like there was never one Lucille.
Do you think you think that's where the Negan took? I mean, like that for Walking Dead, he calls his baseball bat Lucille. I wonder.
I don't know. There's not much originality in that show, so it wouldn't surprise me if they just took it off of something.
Well, it could have been an homage, Kevin.
Sure, we'll
Yeah.
say homage. Sure.
One could argue that's an homage. But wasn't Negan's wife's name Lucille?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't. I mean, chicken or
But,
the
yeah.
egg. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
He could have still did it just for, Carry on. Sorry.
There must be a better world somewhere. I'm not going to bother taking these out. There's nothing really interesting in them. They're just straight up albums. They're all in good shape. I take care of my stuff. You take my word for it. Here's the goods. Here's the real goods. These are, if you're going to start on BB King, these are the two albums that I'd say you'd have to start with. One is BB King Live at Cook County Jail.
I bought that for my dad for Christmas about 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, steal it from him because this is fantastic. Not only is the lineup of songs fantastic, it's just like the Johnny Cash record where the crowd is way into the music. They're all shouting and back and forth, and just the vibe he gets from the crowd is just something else. So that one is fantastic. And then, of course, this is probably his most famous live album, Live at the Regal.
That's the one. Is that the one that's really short?
It's fairly short, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, like I think like the last three songs are pretty much a melody.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is. But this is like a reprint from 1978. Originally came out in 1964. But yeah, it is. Some people say it's the best live album ever. It's up there. It's like back in the day when they would just put one microphone on the stage, and that one microphone would pick everything up.
Better than Frampton Comes Alive?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, okay.
And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, and BB King says like he doesn't feel like as if that was one of their better shows. Everyone says it's the best live album ever. So that's it for the BB King. Yeah, let me just. I got two more records in the K's. Then we could say we're done with the K's. I got the Kooks.
Kooks. Canadian band?
Nope. These guys are, I believe they're American.
Okay.
And
they are kooks, right?
They are kooks.
What is a kook?
Crazy.
Crazy person. And it's a fairly, I think this is early 2000s. This came out. This is really the only album of theirs that I've got into. I just haven't listened to the others.
Yeah, what led you to them?
I think they were on Little Steven's Underground Garage. I think.
Do you still do that show?
I'm not sure. I haven't listened to it in forever. But it's your 180 gram. Short songs there, but it's good rock and roll.
During that whole like Strokes rock and roll revival thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much but not a little more rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little more
Strokes
rock
were too polished.
Yeah. Even though I like the Strokes, like every time I find their CDs for $2, I'll pick it up. Why not? It's $2. But yeah. And one more case. This is from I have my buddy Bill to thank for this. It's the Kinks' greatest hits.
Nice.
He got this for me. I believe it was Christmas 2004, we'll say. Why not? And I kept it in good shape. Surprisingly, it being a gift from Bill. It did come with a sleeve. It's in there. It's still in there.
I don't know how high I was to give that album up.
I don't know either. I thought you had 2 copies. It's a
No,
little dusty there though on the camera.
Yeah.
and I think that's a pricey album too.
Is it?
I think so.
A greatest hits?
That one, yeah, because it's super early.
Hmm.
I think it's worth $1,200.
Oh,
We're just going to go to Discord or Discogs and find out that it's $5.
I've never been proven wrong yet.
no Kiss records in there, Kevin?
Surprisingly, no Kiss. Wait, no, not surprisingly. No.
I think I meant to give you the Kiss album, and it was the Kinks one instead.
That would definitely not still be in my collection. Oh, here we go. Kinks Greatest Hits LP from Canada label from 1971 under the genre of rock, style rock and roll, beat. You can get a copy right now for $3.92.
Man.
That's not true. That's one of those crazy where the shipping's like $80, right? Yeah, see? And it's probably in British pounds.
The shipping is $15.50. This one, it's $2.99 here. $2.99.
I don't trust that Discogs, just to be honest with you.
$4.24. That one's a little more. Okay.
Fun fact about the Cook County Prison. That's in Joliet, Illinois, which is where
the Blues Brothers.
Yep, and that's not far from where I lived on the south suburbs. And it's actually it's no longer a prison, but it's still there. That's actually where they filmed the first season of Prison Break.
Oh wow!
There you go.
Wasn't John Belushi's name in the Blues Brothers? Wasn't he like his full
Jake.
name wasn't it
Joliet Jake? Joliet
Yeah.
Jake. Yeah.
That's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
There's my case.
Nice amount of Ks. Will you be building on that Kinks collection?
I'd like to, but they're not cheap.
No. So Chris Roberts, just letting you know, I have sent a $100 donation to the Retro Nonsense Podcast Patreon due to the Seinfeld tractor reference. That was one of a kind right there.
Awesome. I earned my paycheck this week.
Just like that.
Just like that. One reference. All right. The only other pickup I have for this week is this sweet Die Hard box.
Ooh.
Look at that. Oh man, I can't even get a good. There we go. Let's see. Whatever. You're gonna see the reflection. Go to my my Twitter. You can see that, or my Instagram. I posted it while you guys were talking. So yeah, really nice.
Nice. Just the box and manual, or just the box?
Well, it's just the box. I already had the cart and manual, and I was able to snipe a cheap box. So
nice.
Now it's complete.
That's a tough one to find, huh?
Yeah. I'm not a huge box collector, but when boredom sets in, usually I'll look for certain ones that I want. And that was one of the ones I've always wanted because I just I just really like the cover art. I mean I guess it kind of looks like I guess kind of looks like 9/11 a little bit, but but that's not the reason I like it. I just like it because it's just like, I mean, how many cover arts for the NES game look like that? I mean, this is like an explosion and realistic shot from the movie, and this is a really underrated game. I know.
I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you if you like that because I know a lot.
I love it.
No, a lot of people defend that game. I've never played it myself.
The nerd made an early video on it. It was one of his really early videos, and a couple other people. Irate Gamer kind of made one too. But I mean, if there's a criticism, it's a little tough. But I mean, I beat it. It's not hard. I mean, it's just tough. You got to get good, but it doesn't take that long to get good. I don't think it's a combat game, but it's also you're going through the building. It's kind of cool. You have to find certain things and you have to achieve certain stuff, and then it really has the same arc as the movie for the most part. There's no cocaine or nothing like that, so you don't get to see what was that guy's name that kept saying "booby" a lot? He's not in it. Yeah, but it does have cool little cut scenes and everything. I mean, they're not like audio cut scenes or anything, but like NES cut scenes. It's pretty cool. Like,
is he barefoot?
He is barefoot, and the glass will cause you damage.
Oh.
So if you do get your feet cut, you have to find bandages. So it's really true to the movie. If it was on the Super Nintendo, it would have probably been a better game because it probably would have been a little bigger. But I'm happy with it. I mean, for you emulators out there, it would definitely worth a go.
That's a good idea.
It's rare. It's not a cheap game. I mean, the card itself usually goes, I don't know, anywhere between like, I don't know, 140 to 200, just depending on the market at the time. High end would be 200. That's a little high, but 140 would probably be low. So somewhere in that range. CIB is going to cost you, probably close to 300, 250, something like that.
So 500 Canadian.
yeah, you Canadians just forget it, man. Just emulate it. Just forget. Unless you're a diehard collector, just don't even do it. But it is a fun game. I mean, it's you just have to learn the initial part, which isn't that hard, but it can be frustrating at the beginning because you kind of get swarmed a little bit, and you're like, oh, what the hell? But once you get past that,
is it 2D? Like platforming or what?
No, it is no platforming at all. It's actually kind of like an overhead perspective. But you go from floor to floor, so you'll go up the stairs or the elevator, or you can even go in the air ducts, and you got to go to basically you got a set amount of guys you have to kill, and then you have a couple of items you have to find, and then you have to blow up the chopper, and you got to kill the guy, and you're good. Well, not the chopper, I don't know, you blow something up with the little, I guess it's a chopper. I don't know, you blow something up. You can even jump off the roof, which is cool. It shows that scene. You don't have to do that. There's a couple things that are kind of like, it's not a necessity to beat it, so you can kind of speed run it, sort of. But, I mean, I'm sure someone has, but I can't imagine you can do it too quick because you still have to beat all the guys. But it's pretty cool, man. It's cool. You drink sodas for your health, and, it's just like the movie. You smoke cigarettes, I think. Yeah.
What?
Oh, these are very bad for you.
I'm pretty sure you can smoke if I remember right. Another game that's got cigarettes in it is Metal Gear, and that's actually essential to beat the game because the cigarettes, when you're in certain rooms, it'll show you where like little tripwires are. Like the laser tripwire. Is that a thing? You know what I mean? The little laser beams. If you go through it, it explodes something or whatever. Yeah. So you got to use the cigarettes and it'll even tell you, like, Surgeon General warns that smoking's bad for your health. It's like, then why'd you put it in a Nintendo game?
Well, doesn't it lower your health too?
It will if you smoke too much, But it's even in the Metal Gear Solid. I mean, they kept cigarettes going, so it's pretty cool. But anyway, that's all I got. So go back to the vinyl pundits.
All right. Hey, we welcome Deke to the chat. Good to see you.
Hey, Deke.
He's the number 2 Kevin fan right behind me. He follows Kevin through all of his broadcasts on the internet, much like I do.
So you're the number 1 Kevin fan, Bill?
I'm the number 1 Kevin fan. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
I even
better job for getting fans.
I was gonna say I even had Kevin move in beside me. That's how much of a fan I was.
That's right.
So let's move on by Steve Bandy. You had cassettes. What do you have for us?
I got some records. I got a huge how many records did I get in the mail the other day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I got 9 records in the mail. I'm not going to show all right now, but maybe actually a little more than that. But I got, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little a surprise, not a big windfall, but a surprise windfall from one of the companies corporations that I work for. I work in the healthcare. I'm a healthcare provider, for those of you that don't know, and it was kind of a thank you to some of the first responders or people that that work directly with COVID patients, and so I used some of that to buy a lot of music. So that was a nice surprise. I didn't expect that at all, and I was shocked actually. But so I got a ton of records, and most of them were by one of my favorite bands who I only had a few records of, which I've shown on the show before. It's a Norwegian band called Dark Throne, and Dark Throne has around, I'm gonna say 15 records, maybe, but I was missing a lot of their early catalog, which is not always easy to find. But I ordered these through Shadow Kingdom Records, which is a record label and a distribution out of I think they're out of Pittsburgh or Philly, somewhere. I know they're from Pennsylvania, but it's a great resource for getting music and finding music. They have a lot of cool artists all over the spectrum of heavy metal. But they had a lot of Dark Throne records, and they usually kind of sell out pretty quick on Shadow Kingdom. So I was psyched to get a ton of these, and these are all fairly cheap for Dark Throne records too. They're all there was like $19.99 for all the releases, and usually if you find them in like my local record store, a new Dark Throne record would probably be around like $30, because they're typically imported through Peaceville, which is a record label out of England. So to get those at that price, I jumped on it and picked up a bunch of their stuff. But the name of this record is Under a Funeral Moon. This is their technically their third record, but this was the first record that they really considered to be their black metal release. Up until this, they still had some death metal influences, but this was their third release when they were still a three-piece band. This was the last record that this guy here, Zephyrus, was his. I'm not sure I forget what his actual name is, but a lot of those guys had pseudonyms or their state name. But this was the last record he played on, and he kind of disappeared after this. They said he walked into the forest and never came back, and there's not a lot known about the guy now, or like where his whereabouts is, or interviews or anything like that. So it's interesting. I'd like to know whatever happened to that guy, because he wrote some of this record, not all the record. They each kind of like each member they would write pretty much the entire song themselves. It wasn't like a collaborative thing with the songwriting, but yeah. So inside, it's black vinyl, and you got the lyrics here. I believe this came with. There's just a little bit of art, Tockerferd, which basically means like it's kind of a made up word. It means like a kind of like a forest walk. And on here you have a little bit of just a little write up by Ted, the vocalist and guitar player, just a little info on the record. And I think this came with a small little kind of a poster. Yeah, we just got another shot from the band there.
So are you thinking like foul play befell Zephyrus?
No. I think he just got tired of it and walked off. I mean, I don't know much about the guy, so no. There was some weird stuff that happened around this time period in Norwegian black metal history. So, so the record that came out after that, their fourth release, and the last release that they did on Peaceful Records, and this is probably, some would argue, their best record. It's not my favorite Darkthrone record, but it's probably their most famous. It's called Transylvanian Hunger. This came out in 1994, 93, 94, and 94. This was all pretty much wrote and recorded by Fenris, the drummer for the band. He wrote and did the tracks for all the songs, and then the vocalist Ted just came in and did the vocals. Everything else was done by Fenris on this here, and this was kind of the last record that they did that had the very, very raw and necro recording, as they refer to it as. And this word here, Ferdison, this was, you'll see this on some of their shirts and stuff. It basically means like the end of a long hike or a long journey. They are a lot of their lyrics have to do with like nature, and Fenris is really, really into like outdoorsy, like hiking type stuff. So you'll kind of see some of that in their releases. They actually have a song called Hiking Metal Punks on one of their records. And then we got their fourth record called Panzerfaust. And this came out in, I believe, 95. This was re-released by Peaceville Records. They left Peaceville initially after the record that was before this and went to a smaller record label. So it's kind of funny. They started off as a small independent band and got signed to a bigger label, and then kind of when they got a little more notoriety, they left that label and went to a small record label. But this is another really good record here. I think you just got, this is just a vinyl catalog from Peaceville Records. And you have a write-up by Fenris, kind of about a little bit of a history of the recording of this record. And then you have the lyrics here to the songs. And then, so that was their fifth release. And then this is, I think their maybe 10th or 11th release. I don't have the record that comes after this. This is called FOAD, which stands for Fuck Off and Die. This came out in 2007, I believe. And so by this point in their catalog, they were incorporating a lot more crust punk and punk rock influences into the music. So this is quite a bit different. It still kind of has the same guitar tone, but the riffs and the writing style has changed quite a bit. Same with some of the production of the music. But they at this point in their career there was kind of different periods, almost kind of like how Deep Purple kind of has those different time periods of what type of music they were making or who was in the band and stuff. But mm-hmm. they went from black metal to more of a punk rock influence, and then they kind of started doing stuff that had like a little bit of doom metal influence and like traditional heavy metal and speed metal. So that's one thing I absolutely love about this band, is how they've evolved quite a bit throughout their career, and they just make what music that they like, and you really you don't know what you're going to get when a new Darkthrone record comes out. And on the inside here, you got just the lyrics of the songs. And actually on this here, it gives every single track, it has a little bit of a write-up of like the meanings of the song, or what the influences behind it. And there's actually a song on here, a great song called Canadian Metal. I'll read the synopsis of the song here for you guys. This was written early 2006 and recorded in June 2006. The lyrics are about Canadian metal songs that rule. There you go. And these are all on black vinyl, but this one here comes with a large poster.
Cool.
So
is there any love songs on that album?
I'm sorry?
Is there any love songs on that album?
Love songs on this one? I would argue that Raised on Rock is a love letter to bands like AC/DC and who else? Uriah Heep was a big influence on Ferris. So,
but nothing if you want to have a romantic night with the lady.
No, probably not.
Oh, okay.
Well, it depends on what your lady's into.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So, yeah. So, those were all the Dark Throne records that I picked up.
What's the shipping costs for that?
Oh, I didn't. The shipping was free because I spent over when you order anything over $50, it's free shipping.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. That's another great reason to order from Shadow Kingdom Records. You spend $50, you get free shipping, and they do have DHL, which is a lower shipping cost to Europe and other parts of the world.
Good packing in there. Were they safe?
Top notch. Nothing. No problems.
Right on. Excellent.
Yeah.
All righty. Is that all Matt Bandy has for us this round?
I do have a couple more records. I do have 2 more records, but I can save those if we probably won't make it around again. But I can save those for another time.
All right. Well, come on back to me with the Grateful Dead experience happening. Like Chris Roberts wiping his face with his sleeve.
Yeah, I'm ready for it, man.
He's drooling in anticipation.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
So we've peppered through some Grateful Dead stuff along this whole sojourn we've been on for 29 episodes. So this isn't the whole collection right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
For instance, I already showed you this picture disc of the 50th anniversary of Working Man's Dead. And just slide this over. So we talked before how picture discs come in normally just a plain sleeve, right? With the disc floating in it. At least the Grateful Dead, when they do these, they kind of frame it in a package here a little bit. And they've just put out the 50th anniversary of American Beauty. And it is also a picture disc, but it has the surround, so it has a nice frame of the picture disc there. So I show you that.
Does the needle? It doesn't ever damage the picture disc, huh? The art.
Now some would say it doesn't sound as good.
Yeah, I've heard that. I can't confirm that though, because I hate buying picture discs.
Yeah, so I find there's more surface noise with the picture disc because it doesn't.
How can't there be? There's stuff on it. I mean,
yeah, and well, the image itself is underneath the vinyl, right?
Okay,
but they can't get the vinyl as deep as they normally can because there's an extra piece in there. So, the needle doesn't go in the groove as much, so you get more surface noise.
That makes sense. Yeah, the grooves aren't as deep. So I show you that just because this is up next, my original pressing of the Working Man's Dead album. Like I said, this is a more stripped. When I first showed you the 50th anniversary one, this is a more stripped down studio album with the Americana country vibes from the boys.
That's another picture disc?
No, this is just the original.
Oh, that's the original one from the. Okay. To say, I guess you just don't need a deep groove, huh?
Okay. All right. We got a nice sleeve in here. Original paper sleeve.
Yeah.
Got some palm trees there. Working Man's Dead. Grateful Dead. Yeah, Cumberland Blues, Black Peter, Easy Win. Finished off with Casey Jones.
Black Peter?
Yep. It's a good song. Good song. Right. Kind of a dirge.
It's a good album. I really like that.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that one. So that's a studio album. We showed you live albums before. Oh, here we go. Is this? Oh. So this was their first studio album. Grateful Dead. You see a beardless Jerry there. And some other stuff going on. Kind of a circus-like atmosphere. This they re-released this for Record Store Day. It's a limited edition Record Store Day exclusive. Original mono mix. First time in 4 decades. So this must have been.
So once he went with the beard, did he ever shave it again, or was there like pre-beard, post-beard, Jerry?
I don't think once he went full beard, he ever shaved it back down, because he had like a very pock-marked face from acne or whatever. So that's why he kept
stuck
the beard.
With the beard
for sure. It was a good look. So what else can I show you on here? There's the back. In front of their Haight-Ashbury house right there.
I've been there.
I was going to say, I wonder if I saw Chris Roberts taking a picture there.
I haven't taken the picture in front of their house, but I mean, I've been all up and down Haight-Ashbury, and I remember some when I was a teenager, some hippie telling me that was where they used to be or something. I was like, oh, okay. Right on. I wasn't even really sure who the Grateful Dead was at the time, but I mean, it resonated enough with me to remember.
So yeah, this is mono re-release, and this sucker is still sealed. Still sealed. So I think it's gonna stay sealed, guys.
Yeah, I could see that. Why would you want to listen to it?
Why? How long ago did you get that?
Well, this says in 4 decades, so this must be like 12 years old, I think. This came out in 67. So that's 2007. It's 2020, 13. See how quick I came up with that?
Yeah. So why did you leave it sealed? Is it? I mean, there's.
Well, because I can listen to it anyway.
The other way, I understand.
You know, I think I already have this. And
no, I mean, I understand why. I just like
you of all people.
Well, sure. I mean, I can understand. So
I mean, I wouldn't buy it. Warped.
Oh, damn! You had to do that to him.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Do you have another copy of that record?
I'm almost positive I do, but I'm not positive.
You check the price on it.
Oh, you guys will say it's $2.99.
Well, like a $100 Rolling Stones record, right?
Discogs will say it's $2.99.
Yeah, your Discogs. You guys have already talked me into unsealing records before. I don't know.
What's the name of the album?
Grateful Dead, their debut album.
See, this is what we tune in for right here. If I wasn't part of it, I'd be tuning in for this part.
But it's the Record Store Day picture disc, right?
Is it? I don't think it's a picture disc.
Oh, what is it? It's Record Store Day.
180 gram. It's the mono mix.
Okay, let's see.
Come on, man. $3.
I'm going to say median price $15.
I'll say $9.85.
I paid $30.
$46.29.
Wow, you gained money
with $17.50 shipping.
Now, is that for brand new sealed?
That's the median price?
It just
manufactured in Germany.
Very good plus, so it's got to be
open. So that's an open, so you can at least tack on probably another $20-$30 on a low end estimate. Look at you, man. You actually did good.
Yeah, you only had to hold on to it for 13 years to make $15 off of it.
Now, have they sold at that price?
I don't think Discogs shows you that, does it?
Yeah, it'll show you. If there's been a few that have sold, it'll show you the low, median, and high price, and it'll show when they sold and for how much.
Okay.
But if none have ever sold on there, they won't have that. Obviously, that info.
I bet you if you looked on eBay, it'd be $200.
I'm looking it up right now. What was the name of that album?
Just Grateful Dead, mono, re-release.
Mono. Okay, I got you. All right. Record Store Day, right?
Yep. Be 2007, I think it came out.
Well, you got one guy that's wanting $100 for best offer. One actual sold for 45 plus $4, but that doesn't mean anything. That was in September, so maybe some of them stimulus checks hit the market, and you can get in on that stimulus action.
Well, I'm going to hold off on that because
okay.
Nice and sealed. So we're going to keep that sealed for now. And there's a few minutes left in the show, so I'm going to let the boys get their final picks in while there's still some time. And I'll pass it on over to Kevin, buried on Mars, see if he wants to, or were you done? You were done with the K's.
I was done with the K's.
Throw a couple bonuses.
Give a little tease.
I'll throw you two because the next one is Led Zeppelin, and that's a big.
That's a big commitment.
There's a lot of stuff there. So I'll show you the start of the L's prior to Led Zeppelin. My gal, Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, that's
right. She's so unusual. This is like if the house is burning, I'm grabbing this because this is my copy from when I was a kid. Like, Mommy, buy me. I need that. I need that album.
That's really cool.
Because there was a show called Video Hits Top 10, and they would run her videos on there, and I liked them. And my mom was smart enough to not let me play it. I would have to tell her like I want to listen to it. So it stayed in.
Well, probably because she didn't want you messing up her needle, right?
Well, that too, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had a record player in the basement though that we could.
That you could mess around with. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that had like the Sesame Street records and that are totally wrecked. But this stayed in really nice shape. It's still in good shape. My Back to the Future one, that one was in the basement, and that one's pretty much wrecked. It's wall art now.
It blew my mind when I found out that Girls Just Want to Have Fun was actually a cover. Did you know that?
Well, I know that somebody else wrote it. I didn't know it was a cover.
No, someone else sung it. A man, I forgot his name. I could pull it up though.
That's right.
And he released it. So it was from a perspective of a guy getting shit from his parents, but he's like, "Look, dude, these chicks want to fuck."
Yeah, she doesn't really write too many of her songs. She wrote the hit there, Time After Time.
Right, but I mean, I have a theory about people who do really good covers that when the cover, best the original, that they should give like if it was a child, they should get custody rights. I think she deserves full custody.
She owns the song.
Yeah, she owns the song. He could see them maybe on Christmas every other year. That's about it. Because his version sucks.
Well, that's a knock on Led Zeppelin, is that a lot of their songs were taken from other people, right? But you listen to the originals, other than the blues guys that they ripped off of. You listen to a lot of the originals, and they were terrible, like terrible arrangements and that. And Led Zeppelin just made them into gold.
Yep.
So this is our other big album, True Colors. It says $12 there, but I did not pay $12 for it. And I picked this up at a record show I think a couple record shows ago, but it's also in great shape. It's another good album. So there you go. That's my Cyndi Lauper. That's my collection.
She aged very well too, like wise.
Yes, I mean she's as old as my mom, and
she still looks pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Well, she does those medication commercials on CNN. So.
Yeah. I mean, hey, whatever you gotta
do. Whatever she's taking, it works.
Yeah.
All right, Chris Roberts, you're done.
I got nothing.
Passing along.
Passing it back to the Bandy. Steve Bandy. Let's go, Steve.
I would like to, if I can't. Am I able to share my screen? Can I do that?
I think you can. Bill has to select it though.
I want to show. I just like to give a recommendation for a band for my last thing here. Will it share my computer screen?
I don't see.
Can that happen?
How to do that?
I see a share screen.
Okay. Hit it.
You can.
While Bandy's working on that, Kevin, I wanted to tell you, you know that Canadian band Walk on the Earth or something? Walk on the Moon. You know that band? All those players, they got famous because they did that video where everyone was playing the guitar at the same time.
Yes.
They just released a AC/DC Thunderstruck cover.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you saw that. No, I guess not. It's actually pretty good. Yeah. The girl, she starts wailing on it. It's really good. I liked it.
Are they all playing on the one guitar again? Or?
No, but they're playing wacky instruments again. You know, so it's very unique and interesting. And she's just giving her, and she's looking smoking hot too, which helps. And check that out. What are they called? Walk on.
I don't know. I know the band you're talking about, but
I think they're called Walk on the Earth. I think. Anyways, look for a Thunderstruck cover. Anyways, Matt Bandy's screen is ready.
I think I got it. Okay. Are you guys seeing this now?
Yes.
It says a band called Hollis. Do you see this?
Yep.
Okay. This is my recommendation to you guys and all the listeners here. They're a Swedish hard rock band with some progressive elements. And I've been wanting to recommend these records to you guys for a while now, but I just kept forgetting about it. I don't have any of their records. I've been listening to them for a while. I think a lot of their stuff is out of print. And on the secondary market, it's kind of hard to find and a little expensive. But they are on Bandcamp and also on the other streaming services. Like all their releases are on Spotify if you use this. But I really think, Kevin, you especially, I think you'll dig this stuff.
Okay. I wrote it down.
It's really good.
And that guy's name was Robert Hazard. So I went ahead and linked the video in and on my Twitter there. So if you want to see the original version of Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Oh, Robert Hazard. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I never heard that.
Yeah, I heard it once on like an oldie station, and I didn't realize I was on an oldie station. I was like, man, this guy's doing a shitty version of that. And then I was thinking, like, why would you, like, if you're gonna cover a song, man, you got to do something different. And it was different, but it sounded like crap. And then I was like, oh, that's an oldie. I was like, wait a minute, is that a shit? Was that a cover? And then so I looked it up, and sure enough.
Well, a lot of times they'll record the song and then they'll just try to sell it. Especially if it doesn't get any traction or whatever. Like I got that Tom Petty Wildflowers, and one of the songs on there, Leave Virginia Alone, which is a song that he wrote for that album, and it didn't make the album. After it didn't make the album, he just went around and, does anyone want this song? And Rod Stewart took it and made a little bit of a hit for him in the 90s. So that's a good way to make Leave Virginia Alone.
Okay.
So it's a good way to make some money off of a song that you can't really do anything with.
Yeah, for sure. That guy made a fortune off Cyndi Lauper, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a smash hit.
So the name of the band, Bill, you're thinking of is Walk Off the Earth.
Right. Okay. Check them out. They're always doing interesting stuff. So that's our vinyl show for this Monday, episode 29. We're going to hit 30 next time. We're going to hit another milestone. And as long as I continue to only show 5 records, we can go for a long time. Well, thanks everyone for joining us and for coming on by and hitting the subscribe button. Appreciate it. We are getting close to 1,000 subscribers here. Can you imagine?
Oh.
Can you imagine?
How many does Joe have?
You know, I was really hoping I would get past him by Christmas, but
you have to buy like really expensive Transformers toys and keep them in the box.
Unbox them, right?
That's the only way you're gonna get the eyes.
He doesn't.
You got
have the eyes,
you got
though.
those He-Men. Why don't you open up some of those He-Men on the camera?
I'm asking him to tell me the secret. Like, where does he go to buy subscribers like that? Because, you know, he's still only getting 40 views of a video and he's still getting subscribers like this. How?
He's got like the odd video that does really well. Like I saw in like that. I don't know. It's like some random video of his that did got a few thousand.
Well, when we get to 1,000, that will trigger a huge giveaway. Got lots of CDs to give away and books. And if I recall, one of you guys was also throwing in stuff too. Chris Roberts?
Yeah, I'll throw a record disc cleaner.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
a vintage one. The real deal.
It's from the
I want it.
70s or early 80s, something like that. It's old.
Yeah,
but it's clean. It's good condition. It'll clean up your records. I've used one of them. I have 2. And it did a really good job. I had a record that was like popping and making some weird noise, and I cleaned it off as it was playing, and sounds good.
Yeah, those ones are good for sure. So we had Kevin from buriedonmars.com. Thank you for joining us. Go check out his webpage, buriedonmars.com, for your latest rock and roll news. And the latest on AC/DC coverage over there. And Chris Roberts, we got to talk about the Retro Nonsense podcast, the huge new show that's taking over the airwaves. It's hilarious. I was listening to the last one. What was the last one on? Was that the Halloween one?
No, we did one on Atari, but
Atari,
okay.
right? Of course. No, I listened to that one.
Do.
And I'm laughing because when you guys pitched this show, it's like, oh, they're just going to be quick episodes.
I know. I was going to talk about that, but it was just going to make the episode longer. Hey, you know what, man? It is what it is, right? I mean,
who cares?
What can you do? Yeah, I mean, that holiday episode, he really cut out a lot. Like, we talked like, I don't know, like hour and 40 minutes, and he really cut a lot out. I was like, just keep cutting it if you want, whatever you want to do. And
I want the extended version.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know. We'll see. Maybe we'll make it what are we on? I don't know, that one thing exclusive. What is it? He hooked up something. I forget what it's called. It's like Twitter, but it's something else.
Oh, Discord.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll make it a Discord exclusive. I don't know if you could put audio on there, but whatever.
I was like that at the beginning of Fandango. I was cutting out things in that. Like, I remember it was like our second or third episode, and Richard went on this big long tangent about Godzilla. And I'm like, that stuff was all good, but I think we should save that for like our Godzilla episode. So I cut it, and we've never talked about Godzilla.
Yeah, I don't think we did a Godzilla episode.
No, never did.
Oh well.
Now I just leave everything in. Just stop talking when we're done. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't edit the show. I just show up and wreck it. So, you know, it's whatever.
It's good times. Look for that wherever you get podcasts. The Retro Nonsense podcast. That's good times. And the full Bandy experience, Matt Bandy, glad to have you.
Thank you.
What do you want to tell us about? Do you got anything you want to plug us with?
Nope. Just I'd say be on the lookout every first Friday of every month. The Bandcamp does all proceeds go to the artists on there. So I'd say check out Bandcamp and dig. It's like almost like you're digging in a record store. You can find so much stuff on there. There's a lot of good stuff. So
I keep forgetting about that. But we have shipping to deal with in Canada. You Americans enjoy
even just the digital stuff there. It's super affordable, and it's usually pretty cheap stuff. So sometimes there's even a lot of options for it's pay what you want. So if you want to give them $10. You can give them $10, but you do have to at least pay $1 to be able to download it.
Right.
That seems very reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, all these guys are on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at STC Pod. Don't forget the YouTube channel here. Start to continue. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, and we'll see you soon with more live stuff. We got some unboxings to do on the channel and more interesting stuff coming. So thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.